Okay, so recently there's been a little bit of a conversation involving VTubers and raiding in the community. Now, obviously, this was the one post that blew up over on Twitter, and it's very interesting because they don't actually mention a specific VTuber that has done this, but they mention this kind of post here. They say, I follow a VTuber, she gets raided by someone with one viewer, she tells them to stop and get a life for raiding her, that they only raided her to feel the glory of having her shout them out, and then obviously they unfollow the VTuber. And obviously this has been a conversation that's kind of blown up in the community around the kind of etiquette of raiding people and whether you should raid people if you got a lower viewership and stuff like that, which again people have been pretty outraged by, because obviously, you know, whenever someone's raiding with one view, sometimes they just want to be supportive, and you know, they just want to, you know, bring their chat over to someone else, even if it is one viewer, right? But obviously, you know, this VTuber, whoever they are, saw it as something kind of you know, I guess malicious, or something kind of self-serving, which obviously, you know, can be the case sometimes, but I think in most cases I think it is pretty negative to kind of assume that that is their intention, right? Obviously what people say, like, should call them out for being shit, saying, yeah, whoa, not okay, saying pretty crazy thing to do, just thank the raid and move on, regardless of your size. Although personally, as audience, I have seen people who really do raids just for the callouts, and I'm talking people who, when you look at their channel, are obviously not streamers, nor attempting to be. They just do things like play games and stream it for their friends, and then do a raid just for the callout. Still, even in those cases, I sustain, it's not worth calling it out. Just thank the raid and move along. You don't have time to look like a schizo over it, and chances of throwing shade on a good little streamer who is just doing their thing are high. Which, yeah, is 100% true. I think that obviously there's a lot of people out there who, yes, who definitely, you know, have an intention to try and get a call out or a shout out, whatever you want to call it, on a stream, right? But at the same time, I think there isn't any harm in just kind of saying thank you for a raid, even if you do think their intentions aren't in the right place, you know? Because again, it's not like, you know, thanking a raid or whatever is then going to derail your stream completely. And obviously you then avoid the chances of, you know, things like this happening, where you do, yeah, as they say, kind of call out a streamer who obviously feels like, you know, they are a actual person trying to get into streaming, right? You're saying that's so unkind. People like that, why small streamers feel like they can't raid with the fear of being made fun of. That should never be the case. We also got Pippi here saying stuff like that is crazy. The only thing I can possibly think about that could ever happen, that could ever explain this in a good way, but probably not the case, is that they were being harassed by one viewer. I had a case like that where a guy would make like 50 alt accounts per stream and constantly follow me and raid in because he was banned, which, yeah, is very interesting, and obviously that is a definite problem for a lot of people, so that could also be the case. People saying, if I get raided, as long as it's not an online match, I usually just pause the game straight away and welcome them in, no matter what size their raid party, which, yeah, obviously, I think as well, there is this thing of, like, you don't even have to pause your game to kind of welcome them in. You can just look at the kind of, I guess, what do you call it, the notification box, right? And just say thank you, you know, as you're playing the game. You don't even have to, like, make a big thing out of it. If it is, like, one view or whatever, if you just say thank you for the raid, whatever their name is, right? I think that is enough for that person. There's been some more, obviously, from this person, Rainy, who was also commenting on this quite a bit, saying, I don't know who the VTuber is with this behavior, but that's insane. They deserve no support if they can't appreciate the people trying to support them. I appreciate and acknowledge all raids of any size. Also, they need to learn that if they don't want small raids, they should set their accepted raid amount to a higher number, which they would appreciate. Not make people feel bad for wanting to support them, or better yet, set to deny all raids, so whoever thinks they want to raid this VTuber doesn't waste their time supporting someone who won't respect them, which, yeah, is 100% true. You know, you can set limits on raids and things of viewerships, or you can even turn them off, right? So again, obviously, I think that is something that VTuber needs to look into. Obviously, you know, they have not been called out or anything in terms of who it is exactly, but, you know, many people want to know, because it is pretty ridiculous People say at this point, if this person doesn't name and shame the others for doing this, I'm just going to assume it's fake. Which, yeah, obviously this could be fake too, but it is a situation that has been growing pretty massively. I mean, it's almost at 1 million views over on Twitter, right? People say, like, what? I kind of get them. They're just doing it for attention when the raider doesn't actually support them and just wants a shout out to appear on the stream. Just the glory part is too much. He said, you can set a minimum amount of viewers someone has to raid you, and also people are more often they're not doing it because they like your content, not for some evil reason. The raider didn't even say anything in chat. They were basically being humiliated and chased out. He was saying, I don't know much about streaming, but isn't a raid just directing traffic to someone else? I'd be grateful if someone did that for me on any of my socials, to be honest. It says, yeah, it's when you end your stream and send your viewers somewhere else. It's a good way to introduce your community to a new person, which, yeah, is 100% true. Now, obviously, there is the one side of, I think this is a kind of like two-ended thing in terms of raids. I think there is the one side of the person being raided obviously gets the viewers and the attention of whoever that is, right, or whoever is raiding. But I think there is also that extra kind of other side of it being that, yes, the streamer, sometimes does shout them out, or, they come up on screen or whatever, and that does give the other streamer a little bit of a boost for next time, because maybe some people go and check them out and follow them from that. So again, I think it is a bit of give and take there, because again, you are just kind of, giving them viewers in return of maybe potentially acquiring some new viewers, right? And I think that is also something that does happen, but it's not also the entire reason behind it. Now, there's been more people talking about similar things about raiding as well. There was this original thing saying, arbitrary list of reasons I won't raid someone that no one asked for, said they don't read chat, sub-follow only mode on, they're collabing / has guests, didn't acknowledge previous raids, lukewarm reception to raids, AFK / sleeping, should I do a list of reasons to raid? So obviously, yeah, that is a list of reasons why this person in particular wouldn't raid, some people, and that's pretty understandable, a lot of those kind of things there. Obviously, people saying, you got Hades here saying, this is in no way is meant to undermine, mock, or bring harassment to this person, so please don't. But IMO, while raiding is a way to promote yourself, I feel like the main reason to do so is to promote and expose the person you're raiding in your own community. Most of the time I raid, I need to go, hence why I'm ending stream, so sometimes I don't even wait to see if it was acknowledged. I just wish them well on the stream, and hope my chat appreciates them and gets them to find a new streamer to follow, which, yeah, I think is 100% a good way to be looking at it. And obviously Hades is completely right there in the sense that, obviously, yes, it is a way to promote yourself, but also it is just a way to send your viewers to someone new. And I think that obviously some of this stuff is still relevant though, in the sense that of what Hades says as well, because if they are in sub and follower only mode, they might not have as good of a time with the streamer. So I think that is something that they could check. And also stuff like AFK and sleeping streams, although you want to support them, again, a lot of the viewers are just going to leave if they are just AFK or sleeping or whatever. So I think that obviously, raiding into some of those kind of things might not be as good. But, for example, like they don't read chat, I feel like you could still raid into that, especially if you like the content creator, right? So again, obviously that is something just to be discussed there. Like and saying, I don't know why raiding who is a big thing. Because personally, I look for people I think my own chat would like, so they find other people to watch. I also do prefer rating smaller 5 below viewers, to just give them a nudge that someone is always watching and hyping you up, even if you don't know. Which, yeah, is obviously something that is very common to raid into smaller streamers, because again, sometimes it's just nice, sometimes it's good to give them that little bit of a boost and a little bit of a I guess, not even just a boost, but just a push forwards to be like, hey, there is still people watching you, because obviously it can be a little bit of a grind, right? So yeah, I mean, obviously that is a lot of the kind of talk around raiding at the moment. Again, we don't know who this VTuber is. It would be nice if they could, call them out, because I would like to know who exactly did this. And again, obviously it proves that it wouldn't be fake at that point as well. But so far, we don't really know, but it is pretty terrible if that did happen. And obviously, yeah, we've got people like Hades and stuff as well, talking about other raiding kind of topics. So again, it seems like raiding is a very, very big, talk in the VTubing community right now. But for now, that is about all I got. If you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameStop, use my code Kazza, get 10% off again. They got a ton of really cool stuff over there. I definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.